welcome everyone. This is Vinny Rodriguez, also known as 8-Figure Vision. I'm here to share with you the next in our vast book series, ladies and gentlemen. It is the powerful book, The Snowball Effect. Right, this is the biography of one of the world's most respected men, the most affluent man, the most influential man of our time, Warren Buffett from Omaha, Nebraska, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just going to share some things with you real quick that I learned from this book. I clearly did not read this entire book in a day. I mean, this is almost 1,000 pages, this book. But I did take some nuggets. I might actually make 2 parts to this review, but I wanted to get it out there that I highly encourage. Every single page on this book is very, very important. This guy's history is tremendous. So as you may know, Warren Buffett, billionaire, right? How did he come about this? I mean, it's really his mentality. The book is called The Snowball Effect, right? It talks about how he collected snowflakes one day, and with the accumulation he turned into a snowball, and then the snowball, he actually grew it, rolled it down the hill, right? That's the type of mentality he had, right? So he had, since he was a kid, since Warren Buffett was a kid, he had always really looked at starting different types of ventures, right? He had a coin operating company at one time, right? Where maybe you've seen them at the bank, right? These small coin machines, you put in a quarter and it'll tell you your weight. Well, he's always had small ventures like that. He had created any way in which he could make money, and he always knew that he was gonna be rich. Always knew it, even when he wasn't, right? He came from a humble family in Omaha, Nebraska, right? So you could imagine being in that mindset. So I'd ask you guys to think the same thing. Where do you imagine yourself, right, being in the future? Maybe your situation doesn't look too favorable now, or maybe it's average, right? And however, have you really pondered the fact, or have you pondered the possibility of where you could really end up? What can you actually create on this world, right? Where you actually end up. So Warren Buffett always knew he was going to be rich. Now he's become tremendously influential. Now here's the other thing that I found out. Amongst all the money he made since he started Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett not always had profitable businesses, ladies and gentlemen. See, he actually had a company where he bought some mills and textiles. He got into textiles, and he found that he had assigned a particular individual to run that company that designed textiles, right? But he had found that it was way too expensive to maintain textiles, right? He was getting charged 50 cents, right, per meter for yarn, and it was way too expensive for him to do that. He had spoken with the senior executive of Sears and Roebuck. They were great friends, right? The thing was that even the executive of Sears Roebuck wasn't able to provide him a higher value, a higher margin on his profit for the textiles that he was delivering to most of Sears companies. So in a way, what did he choose to do? The executive was asking for more money, right? The executive of the mills that was running the mills was looking for a way to, really rev up their revenue. So he had asked for more investment for Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett wasn't going to do it because he was already strapped, right? He was already strapped for the raw material. So he just kind of let the business run, and eventually the business had weaned away, right? And it happens, right? But Warren Buffett, I mean, he's been through tough financial pressures, but he was able to overcome them. See, why? Because he had a solid, sound strategy in Berkshire Hathaway. These people operated with a strong principle. There were a lot of local hired people, but there were also very smart financial advisors, people that really in the outset of things, they had always operated with a philosophy of morals and principles, and they had operated from a sense of really putting revenue first, right? Look, even Warren Buffett, when he started his company, Berkshire Hathaway, right? He had multiple investments on the side. What did Berkshire Hathaway do? They actually bought out other companies, so they provided that financial relief on the part of many of these companies, right? And then he would invest that into the markets. Now, with his grandchildren and his children, he had 6 grandchildren by the time that Howie, one of his sons, had his child, right? And he had already given his children stock. Now, you would think somebody who was smart and financially savvy like Warren Buffett, that he would teach his kids a thing or two about money, but he said no. He actually felt that his philosophy was that you either know money or you don't. So he gave stock to his grandchildren before they knew anything about money, and he didn't explain nothing about what the amount is or the value or anything like that. He just gave them the stock, and then when they were old enough to have that type of discussion, then he would bring that up in conversation then. So I thought it was very compelling, because looking at from that type of mindset, you would think, hey, maybe explaining it, teaching it to them, that would help, but really he wants them to have to go through that same type of, a similar type of revelation that he had to go through when he was young, because that's just going to make them sharper and wiser. So just very quick tips, very quick insight from this heavy read. It's this book, I would give it an 8 out of 8. And the reason why I would give it an 8 out of 8 is just because there's so much content and there's so much to really dive into this book and find out what made this man so great and what makes him still so influential in this world, and how maybe we could learn from some of the philosophies and some of the simplicity, right? He's such a complex man, right? He was very isolated at times, right? But what made it so simple, his success. So those are some insight I want to share with you today. This is Vinny Rodriguez, 8-Figure Vision, signing off for the day in our vast book series, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Until soon.